There have always been a lot of comparisons between Sonic the Hedgehog and Dragon Ball Z. Well, not just Dragon Ball Z, but everything from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball GT to Super. There's a lot of comparisons between these two franchises. But a thing that we don't talk about very much is who's the Goku equivalent. Now, I know you could say Goku is Sonic, while Shadow is Vegeta, but I would like to make the case that Shadow is actually Goku. Remember, hit the like and subscribe button, and we will get right into the video right now.
A jewel containing the ultimate power.
There are two things that I have to always explain, that there are two things that have influenced Sonic exponentially, and you could see their inspiration through all forms of media. It's the Dragon Ball inspiration and the Star Wars inspiration. The Dragon Ball inspiration usually takes over as Sonic is seen as fundamentally Japanese, while the Star Wars adaptations seem to be thrown by the wayside, and most people don't even take those into account when they're talking about this series. I'm letting you know this because even though we're talking about the Dragon Ball side of Shadow's lore, we aren't talking about the Star Wars when you can see obvious parallels between original trilogy stuff and all that when it comes to the fucking modern Sonic stuff.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
So what makes a story not plagiarism is the minutia, the detail. But if we break it down into these simple points, I think I can make my argument way stronger. Forgetting your original purpose, alien retcons, and dying in your first major battle are very important to the stories of Goku and Shadow. How those things connect are the very, very, very stark differences, but other than that, I believe these are the three main points of the first two eras of Shadow. Okay, so let's make this incredibly clear. The first major battle is not someone taking over the world or a rival fight. I do not believe the Red Ribbon Army saga to be very dire compared to the Saiyan saga, and I don't believe that the rival fights or blowing up Prison Island is as major as the Eclipse Cannon trying to blow up the world. I don't believe that these two things are similar. Okay, that's just not comprehensible to me why anybody would probably make that argument. And even though I'm shadowboxing here, somebody will make that argument. Goku and Shadow aren't really trying to kill their rivals. They're trying to complete a alternate goal, such as getting stronger or destroying the planet. And if you really take into account what Shadow's motives are and what he knows about the plan, you know that he knows about the Ark's fucking protocols, fucking sending the Ark down from space onto the Earth and to crash into it. It makes a lot of fucking sense why Shadow isn't trying to kill Sonic in that scene, despite him saying, "Your adventuring days are coming to an end." No matter what, Sonic would have lost and died when the Ark crashed into the planet. His adventuring days were coming to an end no matter whether he defeated Shadow or not. Shadow using the last of his energy to hold back the Ark and teleport it out of the range of the Earth so it didn't crash into a planet, or Goku holding Raditz in place to give Piccolo the chance to end the threat here and now. These are pretty cool moments, and I think that these similarities are pretty fucking amazing. But on to the next point. Alright, let's be entirely fucking real here. There are four purposes that Shadow has had over the original games, and let's break them down for you. 1, to stop the Black Arms alien invasion. 2, to fulfill Maria's last wish. 3, to fulfill the act of curing Maria. And 4, to destroy the planet as Gerald Robotnik's last wish. Okay? Out of all these times, forgetting the original purpose means that he forgot one of two things. He couldn't cure Maria or Maria's last wish. These were his two original purposes. After her death, that was a new original purpose, is to fulfill Maria's last wish. And before her death, his wish to cure was to cure Maria. So, depending on which one you think takes priority in your mind, he could have either forgotten his wish twice or he could have forgotten her wish once. I believe that he forgot twice. One when he was manipulated by Gerald or brainwashed. We have no actual clarification on that. There are hints toward it being brainwashing, but I think it's more mental manipulation because he didn't go through a whole existential crisis technically. When he was reminded of Maria, slightly crying is not the same as going through an existential crisis. Okay, if he went through an existential crisis, he would have been thinking long and hard on whether fulfilling Maria's last wish was more important than blowing up the planet. He did not have that moment of hesitance to think whether blowing up the planet or saving humanity was the right thing. He instead immediately sprung into action to fulfill Maria's last wish, which means it must be manipulation. So this guy named Frieza, whatever you want to call him, basically he destroys this planet called Planet Vegeta. He takes 4 Saiyans off because they weren't on the planet at the time it blew up. Basically, they take Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, and Goku, otherwise known as Kakarot, off of the planet, and they send Goku to the planet known as Earth. Goku was supposed to be sent. He's staying there for the full moon, and then he's gonna destroy the planet, and then they're gonna pick him up or whatever the fuck they're gonna do with that. I have no idea what they're gonna do with that. What if the planet explodes? Anyway, they're gonna blow up the fucking planet, and then as soon as the fucking alien baby gets there, he hits his head on the rock or the bottom of the crater. I forgot which one, but he hits his head and he forgets all that mental conditioning, all that programming, or all of his biology. I have no idea which one because he was definitely a baby at the time, but he forgot either his conditioning or his programming or his mission. Either or. He forgets his original mission. And then this motherfucker lives out his whole fucking life. He just lives out his life. It's insane. And then once Raditz get there, he reminds him of his fucking past. And basically everyone's like, that doesn't make any sense. I did hit my head as a baby though. And then I think Master Roshi explains that Grandpa Gohan found this nigga. But like there's so much shit you can just take from the story of Dragon Ball, smack dab it into Sonic, change it around a little bit and make it make sense. So yeah, but like there's a lot of cool shit in Dragon Ball that's just taken for Sonic as well as there is for Star Wars. Now, moving on to the next topic. Let's make it very clear. For there to be a retcon, there has to be clear, concise information, right? From everything you know is not the same as knowing everything about a topic, okay? Just because I don't bring up the middle section of a story, if I say, hey, there's this full thing in the middle section of the story, it isn't a retcon because I left that clear middle section open in order to place something in between there. Right? In the case of Goku, that section was never closed. They never made it clear that he wasn't an alien. They just said, oh, he has this weird tail. And in the case of Shadow, they never said why the gun raid happened. They never told you that. So the reason why the gun raid happened could be implied, but there's no proof that that was the actual reason. And even in the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, we still weren't given a clear, concise reason on why it happened. We could assume very strongly, though, it would have to have something to do with literally working with fucking Space Satan. Literally working with fucking Space Satan. There's no way getting around that. If you're working with Space Satan and somebody finds out from that, you probably are gonna get murdered. That's just how that works. Yeah, I went off on a tangent technically, but like, let's be real, okay? Let's be real for a second. Like, Shadow is basically Goku, and there's no real way around that. There are more examples I could probably pull up, but I think these are the examples where I could go like, okay, these are very much core to the story. These are very much core to the story, and removing these parts from both and comparing them is very, very cool and very, very awesome.
Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears and listen to me very carefully. My name is Dr. Eggman, the world's greatest.
Hey, thank you for watching all the way through the video. If you did, I try my best to edit as much as I can, but, it's like a 2-day time limit. Write down in the comments below if you're okay with waiting longer for videos. I do my best to put in as much effort as I can, but sometimes I feel like it's not enough. So if you feel like I did something wrong, or you feel like you don't want to watch the content anymore, just say down below, hey, fuck you. All right, you're lame, okay? Anyway, have a great day. I'll see you later.
Put your nose up in these britches. We'll see a deep throat, 0.5 inches. Yeah. I stuck my fingers in. You were high heroin. Are you now remembering?